This is going to be a band pull down on one knee. I've taken a band and I've just taken the one end of it and closed it in a door so that catches at the top of the door frame. I'm going to come down onto one knee, and if I have the band in my right hand, I'm going to have my left foot in front, right? Now before I even get into pulling on this band, it's important to recognize that as I get into this position, I want to make sure that I'm not letting my back fall into this arch. So first thing I like people to do is just to see, okay, this is what I don't want to do, and then this is what I'm trying to do. And you'll notice that I'm able to do this motion without really moving my shoulders. A lot of people, when they try and flatten their back, they try and do it from here. So I want to keep my shoulders down and see, can I very lightly tuck my pelvis underneath me and flatten my lower back. A lot of times I'll also press my back shin into the floor, which will give me a nice stretch through here. I'll even squeeze my butt a little bit. So this really just gets me to maintain a nice neutral position of my lower back. So that's what I'm trying to maintain as I progress to this band. So I start off with a little bit of tension in the band, okay? And then I say, all right, I don't want my back to arch. I want to try and pull my hips underneath me. I want to maintain that lower abdominal control as I let the band do the work, taking my arm up overhead. Now as my arm gets overhead, the further it goes, the more my back is going to want to sag. I want to fight against that with tension in my lower abdomen. And I'm going to go as high as I can at first to maybe feel a little bit of tightness in my shoulder, but still able to control my tension in my stomach. And then I'm going to come down and let that band hit me on the top of the shoulder. Now I'm going to go a little further away because that band should have tension in it even when my arm's all the way at the top of the motion. So once again, lower abdominal tension. I'm going to let the band slowly do the work of taking me overhead. Now, if I get to the point where this is going well, the next step would be to keep that control and really press my back shin into the floor. As I let myself lean back a little, I want to make sure I feel this sling of support coming from the front side of me without any compression in my lower back. So I'm going to press my back shin, maybe let myself lean back just slightly, and then I'm going to really engage my stomach to pull me out of that position as I come back down. So I'm always going to let that band do the work, moving from my shoulder first. Once I max out my shoulder, if everything still feels okay, I can then start to progress into a little bit of a lean back. But if I start to have anything in my lower back, even a little, I want to stay just shy of that. So I may start off just moving from the arm, keep that stomach tension, and come back down. Once I feel like that's going okay, I can start to progress even into a fair amount of extension. But for me, as I really press that shin, I feel a really strong stretch in the front of my hip. I don't feel anything in my lower back. But if I let this all relax and I do that, I'm going to feel that in my lower back, right? So I want to really make sure I can feel this all supporting me, no pressure in my lower back as I come through that motion.